All right, we're back again. Been watching the Dyson boys. I'm Jay.
I'm Bobby.
That's my baby brother. So I don't know if you guys have been watching the confirmation hearings, but the Democrats. I'm not even going to call them Democrats anymore. The Democrats. Man, I'm telling you, these guys, boy. And I've been listening to Patrick Leahy.
Yeah, that idiot.
And this guy. You're going to ask him a question but not let him answer?
Yeah.
Well, what's the purpose of him sitting there? We should be just listening to you talk.
Yeah. You try to trip the guy up. You know, you can't trip him up. And every time he answers the question, you act like, well, I'm asking about something specific. No, you're not. You're trying to get a gotcha. You're trying to catch him up in something. And then, well, you said this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I said that, Well, and then he explains you to the context that it's in. But that's not good enough for you because you don't care about context. All you care about is we're trying to hang this guy up. We want to show America that he's this evil, awful person. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. What I found interesting, especially during Leahy's questioning, was the fact that he keeps talking about these emails that are going back and forth, that were going back and forth during Kavanaugh's time at the White House. Now, Kavanaugh wasn't a cabinet member. He wasn't on the staff in any capacity except for being a guy that people brought messages to for the president, and he would give them to the president.
Yeah, a gopher.
Yeah. Sort of like the middleman in business.
Yeah, he's a gopher. You give me a message, I run it to the president.
Yeah.
Leahy's trying to implicate him into something that he had nothing to do with.
And like he was the part of
like he was writing
the policy making and all
he was
that.
making policy and he wasn't on a policy making team. Well, did so and so discuss this with you? You might have. I don't remember. It's like you trying to nail me down to a specific point. We talked about a lot of things at that time because it was after 9/11.
After 9/11.
So we talked about a lot of things at that time. We weren't just concentrating. Democrats think they're so important that people just sit around trying to figure out what they're thinking, what they're saying, what they're doing. No, we don't care what you're doing, because we know it's a bunch of crap anyway.
Anyway. So now you're trying to trip him up over some contrived stuff that you have in the back of your head. So you're going to try to trip him up with this stuff. And I was sitting here thinking, dude, if you have the emails that you keep trying to pin on him, bring them forth. But then he comes over, well, we don't have the documentation. Well, what the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about it for?
Okay.
And Grassley says, well, you've had an opportunity to request that information from me, but you haven't, So now you want to dump all this stuff out here during this hearing. You haven't done any research on it. You're trying to, make it look like, oh, they're hiding something dark and dirty on him, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it, America. No, you're doing the same crap you always do.
Always do.
This is no different. You're going to say, I'm not going to vote for any appointee Trump nominates.
Regardless of who it is.
Before you knew who this guy was or knew who was on the long list, let alone the short list. But now all of a sudden we're supposed to be, you're out here fighting for America.
For the people.
We're
down with the struggle.
We're trying to get this right for you American people, Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, man.
Then you wonder why people are walking away.
Yeah.
This kind of crap.
Yeah. Oh, I had somebody reply on one of our videos that the walkaway was a scam.
Yeah.
And I replied back to him, it's like, okay, you are very welcome to come on our show anytime you get ready and explain to us and the American people how the walkaway movement is a scam. Okay. You're very welcome to do that.
Let's see how that works out.
Yeah, very welcome to do that. And then he says, you guys are telling lies about single payer or something. Hey, you're welcome to talk about that too.
Come on and bring it.
Come on and bring it.
Bring it.
Bring it. So I left a reply It's like, you guys, you Democrats, you're going to get it out here, just like Leaky Lay is doing right now. You guys get out here, you throw stuff out there, but then you don't have anything to back up what you're throwing out there. But it's supposed to be factual. You guys are supposed to believe what we're saying because we're saying it.
We're saying it.
We're saying it.
And you're known liars.
Known liars.
And now, here we got this story. If you've watched the...
you talking about Zina Bash?
Zina Bash. If you watch the conference, there's this real gorgeous female sitting behind you. Okay. Now, they're claiming...
You know that's sexist. What you just said.
And she's still gorgeous, even if it is sexist.
She is a pretty woman.
But anyway, they're going to say, well, she's back there flashing
white
the OK sign, which is a international white supremacist sign. I'm like, wow, we got nothing else to offer, right, you people? So now, here is this a female of Mexican descent.
And Jewish.
And Jewish descent, okay. One of their, well, they kind of like Jews, but they're not sure on that yet.
Yeah. Well, you know, her grandparents, what I've been able to read about, were Holocaust survivors.
Yeah.
She was born in Mexico.
Yeah, she's born in Mexico. So now we got an immigrant, a minority, a woman.
Flashing the OK sign.
I mean, and so she's hitting it 3 of their top. You know, hey, you need to come over here and be with us because we're for you people. You know, we love immigrants. We love women.
See, but Bobby, here's the thing. So you see the picture of her. She's, you know, like got it down here on her arm, right? Yeah. So that was supposed to be like the clandestine movie.
Yeah, that was a clandestine movie.
Instead of her like, yeah, come on, boys. I'm flashing the sign out there. Y'all hit the streets. Now,
she's in charge of the white race.
She's in charge of now. Y'all wait for my signal, man.
So I guess they were supposed to storm the courtroom, but I guess they didn't realize what she was doing.
Yeah. You know? They missed the sign.
They missed the sign. And I'm like, I'm reading this, I'm like, really, dog? I mean, come on, man. Really? So every time somebody makes a gesture, you're going to say, aha! I mean, couldn't y'all find somebody else to throw that at? I mean, she's a woman. She's a minority, you know, and she's an immigrant. I mean, she's hitting 3 of your top things you're always on about. But now, you're going to jump to women because she don't want to be on your side of the fence. Okay? So, unless they're voting for a Democrat, they're white supremacists. I guess I mean, it's stupid.
Now, listen to this from the article where they wrote about it. If you haven't seen the article, you can go to heavy.com and they have the article on heavy, like heavy.com. It's like this guy, Mark Pitcabbage, who's a senior research fellow with the Anti-Defamation League, said, it began as a 4chan troll effort. I've written about its origins, but it has evolved into a symbol used by the alt-right and occasionally other white supremacists, the alt-light, and also various MAGA-type, Make America Great Again type Trump supporters. Most still use it to troll to own the libs. The ADL wrote about the troll effort by the 4chan users back in 2017. The okay, alrighty hand gesture hoax originated in February of 2017 when an anonymous 4chaner announced Operation OKKK, telling other members that we must flood Twitter and other social media websites, claiming that the OK hand sign is a symbol of white supremacy. So now, some idiots yesterday, they get on, she's throwing the OK sign, the white supremacists OK sign. Man, I remember when we were kids, it's like, hey man, you gonna be over later on? Yep, okay man, be there. But now it's like, she's throwing hand signals.
I mean, look at the woman. You know, go to the site and look at the woman. She looks like a white supremacist. She's just missing her cape.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
She forgot her hood and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's the blonde chick behind her. Why did they tag her? I mean, we're just ridiculous. I mean, we're on the other side of ridiculous. You know, bags of hammers are looking at you guys saying, "Dang, y'all stupid." I mean, come on, man. You know, can we at least stay sane?
So I just got a reply from the guy about single payer. He says single payer isn't government run. Who's a single payer?
Who are you paying?
Who's the single payer? Is it the government that's a single payer, or do I have that wrong?
No, you got it wrong.
Is it like a group of insurance companies conglomerated together and they're the single payer?
Yeah, you got it wrong. You don't know what you're talking about because you're a conservative, and what do conservatives know about real issues that affect real people in real life? You know, so how do you know what you're talking about? You're just a conservative. I, on the other hand, the brilliant, smart, you know, erudite leftist, you know, everything that spews out of my mouth, you guys can take it as gospel truth. You don't have to do no research, none of that crap. Just go believe and go with what I say. And now, while he's looking that up, we got this other moron. Everybody, if you don't know who Bob Woodward is,
it's from All the President's Men.
From All the President's Men. You know, he wrote this book about, you know, Nixon. And so now he's an expert on presidents, I guess, you know, especially Republican presidents. So now he's out here saying that he has how do you say that? Anonymous sources from the White House that say, you know, the White House is in chaos. You know, working in there is like working in a sweatshop. You know, people are I guess they're locking people in closets, not letting them go home, being held hostage. It's just an awful, meanest environment in the universe because Trump's a meanie. You know? And like, okay, these anonymous sources, Bob, which Bob's always using. What about these anonymous sources? Oh, well, they're anonymous, you know, and I can't talk to them. And they're like, and they saying, well, General Mad Dog Mattis said this about the president. And Mad Dog Mattis gets on Twitter and said, I have never said anything like that about the president, or have I ever heard anybody say anything like that about the president. He said, yes, our meetings get raucous because we're dealing with, you know, issues that affect the nation as a whole. And we get in a meeting, you know, and everybody expresses himself. And then you come to an agreement and the president chooses which action he's going to take, you know, and that's in any administration. But the left, you know, what we got here is the left is out of power, you know, and it really pains them that they can't run the narrative. They can't throw the news media at you day in, day out and run the same sick line, because you can just go on alternative media and get your information. I mean, we're out here, but it's, you know, hundreds of us, thousands of people out here doing the same thing we're doing, giving information and looking at news stories, digging into the bottom line of all these things and finding out, hey, you know, you guys are lying. You're lying to the people. You're lying to the public. Why do you think people are walking away? Mm-hmm. It's not because you're telling them the truth. It's because you're lying to them. And they're sick of it.
So I'm going to send this guy this information so that he can read it for himself about the single payer system. Okay?
Because obviously he doesn't know what it is.
So I'm going to address that with this guy. And again, when we get stuff like this from people challenging what we're saying, but then don't come back and provide any information to support their position, we love to get them on camera. Yeah, love to get them on camera. So again, I'm going to gonna issue that challenge to this guy. Yeah, I thought it was so funny that Zina Bash, was throwing signals out to the white supremacist population. Come on, guys, ready to make our move. Yeah. We got these idiots up in the peanut gallery disrupting the hearing. So, hey, you guys, come on, get over here quick.
And then there's a story from, let me pull it up here, about the people that they're dragging into the courtroom.
You mean into the hearings?
Into the hearings. They're dragging these people in there, hollering and screaming and acting a fit, and they're paying the people. They're going, they always want to present themselves as a grassroots movement, but it's so funny. You can't get enough people to actually do what you need to do. So you go on, you hire mercs.
Because in that article, isn't it showing that one of the girls being taken out of the hearings?
Yeah. She's standing outside here, and this guy's shoveling money at her.
Here's your money.
And she goes into the hearing and acts a fool. I'm like, wow, you can't gather, of all the people in the country, you can't gather enough people who will willingly. Where's the freedom fighters?
Yeah.
Where are your freedom fighters?
You got to pay folks.
That's down with the struggle. You got to pay them to go in there and get arrested. Really? You're supposed to be down with the struggle. I don't think anybody paid Martin Luther King to go to jail.
Thank you.
He just went to jail because they didn't want to hear what he had to say.
Right.
But,
it's amazing.
It's not funny, but it is, because they've left any semblance of sanity,
and civility.
And civility.
Mm-hmm.
They're in here, they're kicking up a fuss. They hauled a bunch of them out today. They're kicking up a fuss, and then they got people in the back with signs holding them up, talking about, this is what you said. I'm like, really, lady?
Yeah, it is.
You guys don't have a strategy to defeat this nomination.
Well, that's their strategy. Well, we're seeing their strategy.
In reality.
Yeah.
Something that's going to actually
strategy.
work.
Yeah.
Something that might have a chance of working. We're supposed to believe that after you've said you wasn't, if he had nominated Jesus, you wasn't going to elect.
It's as if they sit around in a war room at night after everybody's gone to sleep, and they come up with these formulas of what they're going to do the next day. So, hey guys, here's what we're going to do. Meetings at 9:00. Be there. So, it's like they sit around. Yesterday, with that disruptive display we saw yesterday, hey, you guys planned that. You planned on doing that.
Of course they planned.
Yeah.
Just like they didn't ask for the documents that they now demanding. You could have had them. But, they didn't want them because they knew it wasn't nothing in them. They just trying to give the appearance that, okay, they were hiding something on this guy, and we're going to get to the bottom of it because we work for the people. Go somewhere, man. You're just like, okay, wait for this clown show to be over. Yeah. Get these clowns out the way so they can have a vote, and the guy gets on the Supreme Court. And, let the crying and wailing and gnashing of teeth begin. It's just ridiculous how you keep doing the same thing. It's not working for you, but you're like, okay, well, let's get even insaner than that. This will work. Yeah. It's like, when I'm watching this, I'm like, Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. He's coming up with all these ways to catch the Roadrunner, and all he ever catches himself.
Is himself.
Yeah. He gets the worst end of the deal. Come on. Then it's like when Wiley goes over the cliff, and, it's like he disappears, and all of a sudden you see poof. Another Democrat strategy down the tube.
Here is, I was reading something this morning, polls again, saying that the blue wave is out in front. Yes, 11 points out in front.
It's out there.
The Democrats have raised more money
than
the GOP has raised money. It's like, Don't we hear this all the time?
It's out there.
Huh?
You trust us. It's out there. There's a blue wave. There's a tsunami. You know how tsunami, you don't really see it until they get close to shore. This is what's up. You guys think you're on top and everything. It may look like you're doing better, but we got it. You know, we're not worried. You know, it's the same old Democrat nonsense.
So let me ask you something. And I put this to people that are watching also. So now we're being told that this blue wave is something to be concerned about.
Yep.
Okay? That the Democrats are going to rush in and take over Congress again with this blue wave. Now I'm looking at the primaries that have happened already. Okay? Where Republican turnout and Democrat turnout, there's a wide gap in the percentage of Republicans turning out and Democrats turning out. Let's just look at the Florida primary.
Yeah.
Okay. DeSantis, 54%.
Yeah.
54% is what he got. You look at Gillum, what was it, around 36 or something like that?
Yeah.
Which is an indicator of what? The turnout.
Yeah. Who's turning out?
Yeah, who's turning out?
Now the Democrats want to tell you, oh, we got the base fired up. You know.
Man.
Well, they're not showing up.
Better watch out, man.
They're not
because this blue wave is coming. So I say that to say this, folks. We already know that you cannot trust a poll. I don't care who's doing that poll. You cannot trust them. Going into the 2016 election, going into election night, Hillary was a lot.
95%.
According to the polls that are
95% chance by one agency that Hillary is a 95% chance of winning.
See how that turned out.
You know, and then they kept going. Then it went to 90. Then it went to 85. Then they quit quoting it because it kept going down. Then it went down to like 55%. Then he just gave up and it was like, well, there's an 85% chance that Trump is going to be president. They just gave it up. I mean, they tried, they think they have America's ear all the time.
They do. They really do.
They believe that. They believe that everybody in America is only listening to them.
Yep.
So they could just spew this junk out here. Yeah, you know, they're psycho base, you know, the people that are you know, going to go down with the ship. Yeah. You know, but there's not a whole lot of them out there. And then of those, how many vote?
Yeah.
You know, how many of the people that will come on and argue with us, how many of them vote? You know, who will say, well, they don't know what they're talking about. You know, the people they're talking to, they don't turn out. Those people don't turn out. You know, the SJWs, well, we'll turn out if they're the Bernie candidate, you know. But a regular Democrat, they're trying to make you believe that they got this covered, you know. When they're bleeding, you can throw, and typically they want to say, we got all the money. Yeah, but it's not helping you. People aren't listening to you because you're out here and you're throwing out ideas that they want to hear. You know, my taxes are down. You know, I'm getting bonuses from at work. You know, I'm doing pretty good right now. And you want me to go back to what we had.
When people hear the leadership in the Democrat Party, when they hear the leadership call the extra money people were seeing in their paychecks, the bonuses.
Yeah.
When the leadership in the Democrat Party calls those crumbs.
Yeah.
Oh, and then turn around and say, you put us back in power.
We're going to take your crumbs.
We're going to take those crumbs away from you.
Yeah, we're going to take your crumbs from you.
Okay? Because we're going to raise taxes. And the reason we're going to raise taxes is because we have all these programs out there that we need to get funded. So we're going to raise your taxes. So those crumbs that you just got, we want that. We want that back.
Yeah,
we want it back.
Because we can do more with it than you can. You know, okay, so yeah, you know, it's helping you pay your bills and live your life and all that stuff like that. But you don't need that crap. That goes back to how much money does a person actually need? Or how much money can they go out there and get?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, isn't that up to them? Nope.
Yeah.
We should make sure that people can't earn more than such and such amount of money. Okay. Again, taking people's choice away from them. We want to take your choice away from you.
It's like one individual said to us, that millionaire or billionaire, they don't need that money.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pose a question to you there. So if we implement that, when are they going to come knocking on your door?
Saying
you don't need to make that kind of money. We're going to take that and redistribute it out as we see fit. Because you don't know how to do that.
Which means redistribute it to ourselves.
So Nancy Pelosi is telling you, and the rest of the Democrat leadership, Chuck Schumer and all those guys, where's Maxine been anyway?
I don't know. I think they got Maxine.
Man, they must have put her in a closet somewhere.
Maxine's
the door and
kicking on the door.
Let me out.
Because you don't want Maxie out saying stupid crap right along through.
So again, when you hear the leadership, when people hear the leadership calls what you just got crumbs. Hey, it's better than what you guys gave us. You didn't even give us crumbs.
And then you want to take my crumbs.
Now you want to take my crumbs away from me.
That's a good policy. That's going to work for you.
What a strategy. Okay.
And so they've lost the election, and they know that. Now they're about to lose the courts, and they have depended on the courts to push their agenda for, 50, 60 years. So they're losing that. So, what else do they have left? Antifa? That's forming a big rally. You get a bunch of young kids, white kids with no jobs, mom and dad is still paying their way. As soon as they get into the real world, it's like, wait a minute, this kind of, this radical stuff is all right and everything, but man, what about my, they're thinking that if they get Bernie in there, he's going to relieve them of their college debt for the crap degree that they went and got in college and spent $250,000 for it. They figured Bernie's going to take care of that debt. Not that they believe in Bernie's policies. They just see that Bernie's going to help us not have to pay for this stupid crap we fell for and went and got an education on stuff we can't use. Because now you're like, do you want me to supersize that for you? Do you want a kid's meal? This is your job and you don't have any prospects. Now you got to go get trained again for something that you can actually use. So they're upset. They're angry and they're going to vote for the Bernie candidate. But, I'm sorry, people. Real people with real jobs and real lives don't want that crap no more.
Yeah.
They're done with the Democrat lies. They're done with the Republican lies. If you're full of crap and you want to come at me and they can't understand how Trump is popular. Well, he's popular because he's doing what he said. He lowered taxes. He annulled these stupid trade agreements. Everybody was like, oh, don't mess with Mr. Little Rocket Man over there in Korea or he's going to blow up the world. Well, he messed with Rocket Man in Korea and the world didn't get blown. He's doing what he said. And so now China's over there. They're muddling around trying to, rattle sabers and stuff. But yet, because they're seeing that their market share in America is in jeopardy. Yep. They can't just dump junk in the American market.
Very real jeopardy.
And they hate that, their country, they got their own agenda and all that junk like that. Whether or not you think it's good, bad, or indifferent, everybody wants to have their stuff on top. Well, hey, Trump said it's a new sheriff in town. And we're not going to play by the old rules set up by them deep state globalist jackwagons that were extracting this country, trying to take its wealth and take it overseas. No, we're not going to do that anymore. And everybody's like, well, yeah, I'm down with that because I'm working again. Hey, they're reopening plants. They're hiring people. And it's like the whole leftist agenda is out the window. And they're upset.
He's blown it apart and they can't stand it. That's why they hate him so much. They can't stand it. And now we see a situation where we have Brett Kavanaugh, he's going to be confirmed.
Yeah, he's going to be confirmed.
He's going to be confirmed. They can't stop it, and they know they can't stop it. So now they're trying to, portray him as the evil He's like the Grinch that stole Christmas.
He's going to steal Christmas.
Yeah.
If you elect Brent Kavanaugh, there's not going to be a Christmas tree.
It's like Dianne Feinstein was asking him about how would you rule on this, that, or the other. And I like what he said to her. It's like, you're bringing hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I can't rule on a hypothetical.
Yeah.
You know, hey, the evidence that stands before me, listening to, as a Supreme Court justice, listening to the lawyers for both sides present their arguments, and then I have to go look at precedents and law, things of that nature. There's a whole bunch that goes into a judge's decision, a whole bunch. You can't sit there in front of a senator at a hearing and say, "Well, I would rule it like this."
So you're not a judge. No?
Yeah.
You want somebody that's not going to judge. You want somebody that's going to do what you want them to do.
Yeah. You know?
And
if they don't, I'm not going to confirm you. Well,
you ain't going to confirm him.
You're not going to confirm him anyway.
So, there you have it.
So that's a moot point.
And then think about this. They thought this was going to be Hillary. They could stack the court.
Yep.
Now they got 2 Supreme Court justices that they hate, coming online. And then, Ginsburg ain't 23.
No, she's close to retirement.
So
there's another vacancy.
So there's another vacancy, and it looked like, man, this is going to change the court for generations to come. Yeah, that's the point. We want you jackwagons out of power. There are no options other than the voting booth, like it should be.
Yeah.
And you can't go in the voting booth and win any argument because of your crap.
Yep. All right. Give them a smash, Bobby.
All right. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button, ding that bell, and leave any comments. And we're going to try be more consistent with responding to your comments that you put up, because we appreciate you people.
Yep.
Appreciate you liking our videos, appreciate your comments.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep them coming, and we'll do the best we can on, helping sort through all the nonsense that's out here.
There's a bunch of it out there.
And, and so we can all be informed, and not only that, so you people can go inform yourselves and do your own research and come to your own conclusion. That's what we want to do.
Absolutely. All right. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. We're going to continue to watch these hearings here because it's some interesting stuff. A lot of people will consider, sitting and watching these hearings as something boring, but it's interesting to me.
Interesting to me.
Yeah, really
it's
interesting.
Almost comedy hour.
Yeah, really it is. It really is. All right. You guys have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow. We're the Dyson Boys. We're out.
We're gone.